Hi there, adventurers. This is going to be a real short video. I just wanted to give you kind of a heads up about April. This will be a private video just for patrons to see. Never mind, no it won't. I'm going to make sure this is public for everybody to see. Things are going to get a little bit weird at the beginning of April for me, and not because of April Fools or anything like that. For those of you that don't know, my mother was murdered a year ago on April 4th. By her stepson. It was incredibly unexpected. There's still no motive, and I'm going to be talking about that throughout the month of April. To my understanding, April has a vlog a day thing for internet creators that a lot of people get in on, and I wanted to do that last year, but things were understandably thrown into absolute chaos 4 days into the month, so that didn't happen. I'd like to do that this year in order to kind of talk out how this wave of grief hits and talk about a little bit more about what happened to my mom and as much as I know about the process and just kind of emotionally what it's like to go through this, because there's not a whole lot of just one-on-one people bearing their everything, I guess, about gun violence until, like, at least privately online, until recently. And now these kids are stepping up and showing us what us adults should have been doing for years, which is talking openly about what gun violence does to affect the lives of Americans every day, and how it affects us in a very real way, because I think that's the only way we're ever going to find any kind of common ground on this, is that showing people the real human side of this, because I think the people that are obsessed with the guns and obsessed with keeping them have lost touch with the human side of the people that are dying. A lot of the problems that we're seeing in our nation right now immediately come to a head when the people who have created those problems suddenly have to face them themselves. I'm getting ahead of myself, though. This is all more stuff for April. I wanted to let you know that the regular content for the Rambling Bard Patreon and channel is going to be a little bit, the timing's going to be off. I'm going to tell you right now, the month of April, I have no idea how it's going to go. The first week, I'm just not pressuring myself to do anything. I'm going to try and do the daily vlog, though, because that's easy enough. I don't want to do a whole lot of editing. I'm not going to edit this. No clips or anything like that, so it might be a little bit longer than I intended. Look at the screen name if you're surprised at all. Anyway, April's going to be a mess. It's going to be chaotic. As far as the rest of my months are concerned, it's probably going to be the most inconsistent that I've pulled so far in my Patreon career since we launched last August. So bear with me is all I'm saying. I'm asking you to have a little patience, and I know that those of you who are my patrons already, I know that you will. I love you all so very much for all of your support, and those of you who aren't my patrons yet, still, those of you who follow me on Twitter or on Facebook, even though I'm not very active there, on Instagram, I wanted to say thank you, and YouTube subscribers as well. Thank you so much for hopping in on this adventure. It's going to be really neat. But as far as like the whole Patreon thing, but as far as April goes, expect some really raw emotional videos as I talk about stuff. As I go through it all again, and expect there to still be the regular content, one gaming, one acting, one crafting, and one music video next month. I don't know about the quality of those videos. I don't know about the content of them yet, because my brain is not focusing on that yet. There's a lot of sticky notes that you can't really see. I have this really carefully framed, so it's like you just see the neat stuff that I got. I recently got this. This is a poster I purchased from one of the cosplayers and lewd pinup artists that I follow, because this is a sex-positive show. If you don't like that, please look elsewhere. This is an adults-only show. I've made that very clear from the beginning, but she does lewd cosplay and stuff. This is, of course, one of her tamer ones, but she's doing the punk cosplay, or the punk skin from Tracer, which is, I am a Tracer main on Overwatch, so because she's somebody that I followed and I really admire her, I was like, you know what, I can't pass up this poster, and it's signed. I need a new camera. Anyway, I just wanted to do a quick video that is basically a thank you and a bear with me, and yeah, we're I mean, I feel like we've done really well so far between sales and the growth of Patreon and visibility and stuff like that. I feel like I'm regularly having more ideas than I can crank out, which is good because as soon as we hit higher Patreon goals, I'll be able to devote more time to actually editing and pushing stuff out. Oh, and that reminds me, while we're on that note, I do need to move the first goal a little bit. We haven't reached it yet. We're only a little over halfway there, so it's not really too bad of a loss, but I do need to push it back for two reasons. One, because there is a subscription that's going to become a service that I have to sign up for that's going to become tantamount to all of the work that I'm doing, literally all of it, and that's the Adobe everything package for $50 a month. So the first goal needs to include both the internet service cost and that, because those are the two base things that I'm going to be using on the regular. And the Adobe thing comes with, I don't have the particulars in front of me, but specifically the two main things I'm going to be using are, as you can imagine, Photoshop, as well as their photo or their video editing program, because I am sick to death of dealing with Windows Movie Maker. That's why this is going to come right off the recording on XSplit and go right into just saved and go right into YouTube. No cuts, no edits. I don't give a shit. Maybe I'll toss in background music. No, fuck that. Anyway, wanted to say, just sorry about the moving the goalpost. It's not to be a dick. It's to just say, hey, these are the things that I definitely need every month. And my goal, let me look at my calendar here, one of 4. My goal is to hit that first goal by the end of June. So I have $150, I think, roughly. I've got to look. And the other reason is the ISP cost actually went up a little bit. I have the only good internet that's in the area that can sustain the streaming, as well as all of the bandwidth and stuff that I end up using. It's about $100 a month, and I want to say it just went up another like $10-15 because net neutrality's dead. Hooray for fucking that. Anyway, I'm a business, so and I rely on the internet, so unfortunately I'm caught in the incredibly uncomfortable position of I'm going to have to pay for Fastlane shit if I want to keep doing this as a business. But the second that we all stand up and say, you know what, fuck this anti-net neutrality shit that's come up, none of us are going to pay for internet anymore and we can just do without because we did without it for most of our lives. That's kind of my argument too. I mean, we did without it for most of our lives. I think if we all shut down for a month, they'd all shit the bed and be like, okay, we'll stop, because they'll lose millions of dollars, but that's another video. Rambling Bard. That's my name. I just go on and on and on. So I'm going to force myself to stop now. Adventurers, thank you so much for all of your support and for your patience throughout the month of April. Like I said, I will fulfill my promises as far as content is concerned. It'll probably just get pushed closer toward the end of the month, which means more crunch time for me, but that's okay. And as far as sales on Etsy, I'm keeping my eye on all of the normal stuff, and I will fulfill all orders like I'm supposed to. Just as far as regular engagement on Twitter or on Instagram, or even for my friends, regular interaction is going to be tough for me for the next couple of weeks. It's already kind of tough for me now, but just bear with me. I'll pull through it. I have medication. I have a therapist, and I'm looking for a psychiatrist as well. So everything's going to be okay. I've got nice, excellent support network, and I've got a wonderful, loving wife and a beautiful daughter to give me reason to get out of bed every morning. So don't worry about me. Everything's going to be fine. We're going to make it through this just fine, and we're going to be honest about it. We're going to share everything with everybody. So, like I said, making myself stop before I keep rambling some more. Adventurers, remember, life is short, and it is simply a series of choices between love and fear. Choose love. That last little glance at my mic was making sure that it wasn't muted this whole fucking time, which I have done to myself recently. Love, everybody. Love.